you carrying with you right now?
I always carry.
Okay, you're carrying?
Yes.
Did you make any statements online that you're going to burn the church or burn the Bible?
Oh my God!
What? Officers are at a church after receiving high alert warnings from a neighborhood county about this man as they try to stop him from carrying out his deadly plan. It's 10:23 a.m. on September 24th, 2023.
The night before, on September 23rd, Jiang posted a photo to his Instagram with the caption, "Welcome to Park Valley Church," attended by many top-secret government clearance holders in the area. From this day forward, you will know that this is how you all repaid me. Blood will be on your hands. The post quickly raised concern for one of Jiang's friends, who reported it to the authorities. Now, as Lieutenant and other officers begin talking to Jiang, they'll soon realize that the post was just the surface of a much deeper and more troubling situation.
This Prince William County lieutenant in Virginia has received an alert about a possible shooting threat at Park Valley Church in Gainesville. The lieutenant is stationed at the same church to work on a traffic detail. As he drives back toward the church entrance from the parking lot, he has no idea that inside the church's security team has already noticed something suspicious about one of the visitors. This is 36-year-old Ruie Chang. The church's security team immediately finds him suspicious when he walks in around 10:20 a.m. wearing sunglasses on a rainy day and avoiding all greetings. Close-up shots of church security personnel discreetly watching Chang's movements. Their trained eyes track his suspicious behavior as he continues to glance upward at potential camera locations. The tension is palpable as they communicate through subtle hand signals and earpieces. As they keep an eye on him, they notice he keeps glancing up and down at the ceiling, leading them to suspect he's searching for surveillance cameras. Some even believe his sunglasses might contain a hidden recording device just as the security staff approaches Chang for a conversation. The lieutenant enters the church and approaches the security team and Chang. The atmosphere becomes immediately more tense as official law enforcement presence is established. Chang's demeanor shifts as he realizes he's now dealing with police rather than just church security. The lieutenant arrives, and soon Jen's disturbing plan begins to unfold.
Just as the security staff approaches Jiang for a conversation, the lieutenant arrives, and soon Jiang's disturbing plan begins to unfold.
Hey, sir, how are you? I'll talk to you outside a minute?
Yeah, sure.
All right, cool. How are you today?
I'm doing good.
Sure?
Yeah.
What's happening?
He.
Let's go over here if you don't mind.
Well, he wants me to leave, so I showed him my ID.
Okay.
He took a picture, and I am actually leaving now.
Okay. Well,
So
can I talk to you over
no
here?
complaints.
Can I talk to you over here?
Yeah.
All right. What's going on? Are you armed today?
I am.
Are you armed today?
I am a legal carrier.
Come on over here.
Okay.
Okay.
Whatever you want to know.
Are you armed though today? Are you carrying with you right now?
I always carry.
Okay, you're carrying?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you want, I can leave the premises. I don't have to, come back or
Okay, well,
wear anything. But
You have a concealed carry permit?
yes, I can show you. I'm going to reach into my wallet. And,
Okay, where's your weapon?
It's on my right side. Can I
Okay.
put this on the ground?
Say again? Yeah, you can put the coffee down over here.
I'm shuffling around.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, the reason why I got called is I got a call about you coming to the church that there was some type of possible threat or something.
No. Here's my ID, and then
Okay.
you wanted to see that, so maybe I should take this off too.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So.
Do you mind just pulling your jacket up so I can see where you're? Can I just?
You don't want to.
You might have a check? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. That's okay. You can
Okay.
feel it if you want.
Technically, you can't have a weapon on church
Yeah,
property.
you're not allowed unless you're authorized by the church. You can't.
carry on church property or school
even
property.
concealed, not
Correct.
when it's shown.
Correct. Anytime.
I'm sorry about that. I did not.
You don't know that?
I did not know. I thought
You had to take the test to get there.
Yeah, okay. You didn't know?
I thought you can't enter.
You can't have a
government buildings in
You
DC.
can't have a
like
weapon on
museums.
church property
I'm
or
sorry.
school
I
property at
did
any
not know
time,
that.
whether
I
it's
did
a
not.
weapon or not.
I didn't know that.
Okay. Just don't reach for your weapon at all.
No. I'm not.
If you will, I will take action. You
Yeah,
understand that?
I understand that.
So how did I get contact with you today? Why am I contacting you today?
I think I don't know.
You don't know?
I think it was because we were talking.
No.
Right? He's staff.
No. I got an alert from Fairfax County about you coming to the church. Did you make a threat to the church
No.
that you're gonna
I did not make a threat.
You didn't make any
I
type of
did
threat?
not make.
The night before, on September 23rd, Chang posted a photo to his Instagram with the caption, "Welcome to Park Valley Church." Attended by many top-secret government clearance holders in the area. From this day forward, you will know that this is how you all repaid me. Blood will be on your hands. The post quickly raised concern for one of Jiang's friends who reported it to the authorities. Now, as Lieutenant and other officers begin talking to Ruie Chang, they'll soon realize that the post was just the surface of a much deeper and more troubling situation. Ruie Chang believed his life started going downhill really fast shortly after his first donation to the church, experiencing a very bad infection and being laid off from his job. He interpreted this as a spiritual thing and became angry with God, which he claimed motivated some of his hostile social media posts.
I sent an email to, I think, asking for a donation refund.
Who?
I don't know his last name.
Okay.
Somebody, as part
At
of
the church?
Yes,
Here?
I asked for a donation refund and they returned it to me. So
Okay.
they returned it last.
So why are you
night.
here today then?
Because I want to see what it's like again to be here.
Okay. So you made a donation, you requested a refund back?
Because, yeah, I feel like the relationship was kind of ruined.
Where, here at the church?
Yeah, because I got very angry. Not that kind of angry, but I got, in my email I said, I would
124, I'm out with the subject. If you could keep one more unit coming, I'm at the front entrance.
Let me.
Subject is armed.
So, I made no threat to anyone.
Okay.
I am no threat to anyone. I was actually very grateful at first, early on, and that's why I started making donations. It's 10% of every paycheck.
Okay.
And it was an automatic donation. But on the bottom of the paper, 90-day tithing challenge, it said if your life doesn't improve after 90 days, ask for your refund. So what happened was nearly the next day after my first donation,
Hold on that.
life started going downhill really fast.
Why?
And I don't know. In the next couple of weeks later, I got a very bad infection that almost went to my eye. I got laid off from my job, this and that. And
How does that deal with the church though?
It's a spiritual thing.
Okay.
It's kind of like, it's not a direct connection, but I felt like, even people that I've met, they said, oh, I was sent by God, or people would say these, spiritual things to me, and then I kind of make an indirect connection. So I think, okay, well, now I want my refund back. And they sent it back to me.
While Jiang discusses the refund issue with the church, the tone in his email is far more hostile, laced with profanities.
Now I feel like because I got my baptism here, first time ever, my friend introduced me here, back in April. So I thought, well, this relationship has kind of, gone downhill. So, I'm here. I want
He
to.
has a weapon on his right side.
Yeah, I showed him everything. So,
Okay.
so that's the story.
Do you have your license on you handy?
Yeah. Well, I gave it. You have it right there.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. Okay, I just was looking at that. Do you still live on?
Yes.
Okay. So what's your intentions today? Who did you send a message to on Instagram?
Instagram.
Yeah.
I didn't send anybody a message on. I didn't send a direct message to anyone on Instagram.
While Ruie Chang discusses the refund issue with the church, the tone in his email is far more hostile, laced with profanities. Series of Instagram posts and stories from Chang's account showing his escalating anger toward the government and his claims of being used as a pawn. The posts reveal a pattern of increasing hostility and delusion over time. While the suspect downplays his personal frustrations and conversation, his Instagram posts from the night before paint a very different picture. He blamed the government for failing to care for him after more than 11 years of service during which he had sacrificed his entire youth. Close-up of Instagram direct messages between Chang and his friend from August, showing his desperate desire for normalcy and love, followed by increasingly aggressive and delusional messages that ultimately led to him being blocked. In an Instagram chat with a friend back in August, Chang had expressed his desire to live his 20s and his 30s, reflecting on the sacrifices he'd made for the government and yearning for normal experiences like dating and falling in love. His frustration only grew when these attempts failed. Police officers conducting a thorough search of Chang's vehicle in the church parking lot.
kind of car is it?
It's a two-door Mercedes coupe. What's this?
They methodically document and remove ammunition, pepper spray, knives, and other concerning items, each piece of evidence adding to the gravity of the situation. Now, as the unit moves to the other side of the parking lot to inspect the suspect's car, they discover the ammunition, pepper spray, and 2 knives he had mentioned, along with several other items.
They discover the ammunition, pepper spray, and 2 knives he had mentioned, along with several other items. While he has been cooperative, the officers cannot ignore the troubling plans he hinted at the night before regarding the church.
Is there anything illegal about this? I don't think so.
The sheet? No.
Clear spray? Do you think we should take it or no?
Spray?
Yeah.
Well, we could just spray it out and empty it.
Now, why in the world would you want to spray someone's belongings out like that? That's what I don't get. That's that escalation that we're talking about. Why would you want to escalate that situation like that? It's not your belongings to do that. You're not authorized to spray someone else's belongings out like that. They'll cut your bag. They'll cut your nice Gucci bag. They'll cut your Herschel bags. They'll do anything. Your nice clothes. They'll toss it out. They don't care like that you spend crazy money on it. That's that BS I'm talking about. Some things some police officers know how to do their jobs, but these scumbags, they need a lesson.
Well, we could just spray it out and empty it.
We'll take it.
What do we got? So it had a backpack. Well, what stuff in
So
here?
in this backpack was the
Do you want to
gun
take
case?
this and put the gun in it? Or we can't put that in there? No, there's no sense of us taking
I'm
it.
not going to take that. I have the package.
Does it say what range he was going to? To shoot? Because he's got a target there.
He's got ammo in here.
Let's take all of his ammo, too.
Take that too.
And you can see how police officers just waste their time. They not only waste their own time, but they also waste your time. Asking stupid questions like, oh, I heard he was going to the gun range. Oh, to shoot? Like, idiot, obviously, just where else are you gonna do at the gun range? And you hear another officer in the background, they don't even know what an air tag looks like. Are you kidding me? You're supposed to know what these things look like. It's absurd. They literally normalize wasting time. It's one thing if you're milking the clock, wasting your time, but they do it on our time. It's not all of them. It's a good majority of them, but it's like, that's another way of just escalating things. Just another way to get another charge, I guess.
To shoot? Because he's got a target there.
He's got ammo in here.
Let's take all of his ammo, too.
Take that too.
He's got ammo too. Yeah, oh yeah, I'll take his ammo too.
Huh? What is this?
Oh, that's a tracker for my wallet.
Okay. Like an air tag?
Yes.
Hate you all, F you, I want my money back. I'm going to get a copy of that. My wife's Pastor Barry's
How long ago was
assistant.
that?
1 or 2 days ago.
Okay.
It might have been Friday.
Because we got this through Fairfax and they gave us a description of a car, but not color and the tags. And then here he is, he's in the church. The code doesn't allow for someone to carry on church property unless for good reason, and he doesn't have a good reason. And it's your property. I'm assuming you don't want him here anymore.
No.
With it.
So do you want us to trespass him?
Yes.
On top of everything else we're going to do?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
We'd like for you to have his fingerprints.
Yeah. Well,
You never can tell what he's been doing.
Did he have a conceal?
See, you volunteered to come in.
Drugs now or something?
No.
That's a separate thing. Did he have a conceal?
Yeah, he has a concealed
Permit?
but not in the state of mind that he's in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let me sort through this.
Yeah, all right,
real quick.
All right.
Let's start with trespass. We'll work our way up.
The tithing challenge mentioned in the video was a 90-day tithing challenge offered by the church. According to Ruie Chang, the challenge stated that if a person's life doesn't improve after 90 days, ask for your refund. Chang claimed that after his first donation, his life started going downhill really fast, leading him to request a refund. Returning to Chang in the interrogation room, now fully revealed as someone whose spiritual crisis and personal failures led him down a dark path. He also reiterated this later, explaining that he remembered reading about the 90-day tithing challenge and the offer to ask for a refund if it didn't work out. Ruie Chang believed his life started going downhill really fast shortly after his first donation to the church, experiencing a very bad infection and being laid off from his job. He interpreted this as a spiritual thing and became angry with God, which he claimed motivated some of his hostile social media posts.
So, have you come here today for any reasons to hurt anybody or yourself?
No.
You come to a church armed, and you're not on the security team, and you're not working with me.
I go to a lot of places armed, so I can't really.
Okay, well, you have to know where you can and can't carry armed.
That I should.
Correct? You should know that, correct?
Yes.
If you're a concealed weapon, all right? Just sit tight for me, okay? You know, like I said, you're not under arrest. You're being detained right now for your safety and mine, and then we'll go from there with the car, okay?
In an Instagram chat with a friend back in August, Jiang had expressed his desire to live his 20s in his 30s, reflecting on the sacrifices he'd made for the government and yearning for normal experiences like dating and falling in love. His frustration only grew when these attempts failed, and as his friend tried to reason with him, his aggressive delusions resurfaced. Eventually, the friend blocked him, saying she was scared of him.
During a later search of his residence, investigators discovered a disturbing letter in which the suspect claimed he had worked as a political assassin for the government for 11 years, only to be repaid with nothing for his service and loyalty. The letter detailed his struggles with love and intimacy, and his growing belief that there was no point in fulfilling one's duties. The suspect wrote that his actions were not politically or religiously motivated, and that his soon-to-be victims were not targeted in advance. He even apologized to the families of the slain men for what he had done and what he was about to do. The letter ended with a chilling sign-off until next lifetime. After being examined at the hospital and receiving medical clearance, the suspect is taken to the station for questioning. It's there that he realizes the investigators know everything, and he desperately tries to talk his way out of it. It isn't that simple, though. Not only had the suspect been to a shooting range, but that morning he posted an Instagram photo with the caption, "I'm going to exterminate you in this life and the next." The most disturbing Instagram post displayed on an investigator's tablet, showing the exterminate message and gaming influenced language about respawning. The post timestamp shows it was made the morning of the incident.
"For what you did to me and for what you actively deny me, so you better neutralize me when I respawn."
Ending the message with another cuss word. The investigator puzzled but continues the interrogation. I'm still stuck on that. I'm still confused as to why you're specifically mentioning things like exterminating people and ending your own life. That's concerning.
All right, sir.
Yes. Based on everything that's transpired here this morning, it is our determination that you are suffering from some type of undiagnosed mental illness at this point, and we're going to take you into custody in an emergency custody order to get you evaluated by the Community Services Board. It is up to them to determine whether or not you will remain in custody or not, but for all intents and purposes right now, you are on an ECO.
Oh, what is that?
Emergency custody order to take you to go get mentally evaluated.
Okay.
Okay? Because we've determined that you're a danger to yourself and others at this point.
Okay. What will happen? What's the process?
So we're going to go down to the hospital, and I'm going to have someone from the Community Services Board come over and evaluate you. We're going to move over here, and I'm going to check your person again before we go down there.
After being examined at the hospital and receiving medical clearance, Jiang is taken to the station for questioning. It's there that he realizes the investigators know everything, and he desperately tries to talk his way out of it.
I was a software engineer.
How long did you work there?
A little over a year.
And when did you stop?
I think it was August 17th of this year.
Okay.
It's around that.
And is that because the contract ended or because something happened at work or something?
It was, I got laid off. It was termination.
Okay. And was the termination, was that from performance or just because they were cutting back or?
So the letter was performance. I was not expecting it, but the letter was performance. I have not talked to them since.
You were going through something mental health wise that you needed to make them aware of?
Yes, I was going through depression, and I got myself a antidepressant prescription the weeks leading up to that.
So you were having some issues before then, just kind of dealing with your depression?
Yeah.
Have you been formally diagnosed with anything, or?
I would say I was formally diagnosed with depression, but I don't have a therapist or anything.
So just like a regular doctor?
Yeah, not so much a regular doctor. We don't really do visits or physicians. Physicals or anything like that. I'm not in contact with a regular doctor. But in terms of the prescriptions, I found that helps on some days when I take it, including my ADHD prescription. So I think it's definitely an issue with some depression-related chemicals or something.
What do you take that you think helps?
It helps sometimes, but I don't take it consistently. Come see what was going on. I kind of wanted to mend relations. I wanted to see what God had in store for me. It was kind of a spiritual thing.
The reason that we kind of were trying to talk to you to begin with this morning is because somebody had pointed us to your social media postings and had some concerns about exactly what was going on with you. Can you kind of explain to us your postings and kind of what your thought process was for those?
Yes, and if it sounds like an excuse, I'm not making excuses. I know, looking back, I should not have posted that, and definitely not publicly. When I posted it, I did not think my intention was not to scare anyone or cause terror, so I'm sorry about that. That really was not my intention. So I would say there are multiple motivations behind posting it. Some of it might make sense, some of it might seem crazy, and if it does, I'd be happy to elaborate. Kind of happened all at once. First it was I made the donations, which I was very happy to make. I didn't gloat about it, I didn't tell family about it, I was happy to make it. But I remember reading there was something on the 90-day tithing challenge, the donation challenge that I caught, and it said, if it works out for you, great. If it doesn't work, or something like if it doesn't work out for you, ask for a refund. I thought, well, why would we ever need to ask for a refund? But it always stuck with me, and then it was almost like as soon as I made the donation, the weeks after, which isn't a long time, I would say things started falling apart, which have no relevance to the church. It's not like they came down here and got me sick, right? That's impossible. So it's not anything specific directed towards anyone at the church. Nobody at that church is some divine being or powerful enough to do that, or why would they even want to? So it's, for example, after I made the donation, I think it was after, relationships started falling apart. Around that time, I got a very nasty, unexpected tooth infection around here that I had to do, that my dentist had to send me over to a surgeon because she said it was going to spread to my eye and cause blindness. So we had to go ahead and cut that out. In that morning, that was one of the things that came up. And then, of course, later there was, I would say just relationships, and then there was a period of long-term, I would say, loneliness that caused my depression. I would say that would have been the biggest factor towards depression.
Even as Jiang starts spilling information, hoping to get out of trouble, his anger and violent intentions are all too clear to the detectives.
Today I kind of got mad at God, right? So not mad at the church because they could not have done any of that. So I thought, I got mad at God. I'm thinking, spiritually thinking, I'm doing all this praying and commitment, and it's not like I'm not asking for my life to get better, but it felt like my life was getting a lot worse. So the reason for the posts, I'm not saying it's right, I'm saying that was the motivation behind some of these posts, or I would even say all of these posts, was kind of a way to just scream out loud at God. And I regret making it public. Some people advise me you should just write a journal, or which I do sometimes, but or put it in a prayer when you say it alone. Don't let anyone hear you, disrupt people. So I regret making it public. That really should have been something I kept to myself. The reason I tagged the church, I think this question came up earlier at the hospital. They asked, and I think it's a very valid question. They asked, not the church, but I think the lady at the hospital asked me, why did you post pictures of the church, or something like that, or why did you? It seemed like you were addressing the church. So I need to explain that. First, I did not make any statements or phone calls or any text or anything to the church or anyone at the church in any threatening way. That was never my intention. Second, I needed a point of reference because first, Instagram doesn't let us post things without a picture. It's not like Twitter. You could just write something, whatever crap, and then post it. They need a picture. So I needed a point of reference. The other alternative was to post a picture of the Bible and still say what I said, which I shouldn't have done either. But if I had done that, I needed a point of reference. I already burned a Bible, which also I posted a video of me setting a Bible on fire in my kitchen in a pot.
When did that happen?
I think it was yesterday.
Okay.
And perhaps I really think it was a big misunderstanding. Not on your part, but on whoever reported it, because at the hospital, I overheard someone asked me to clarify. They said, "Did you want to burn the church down?" And I said, "When did I say that?" And so no. What I posted on Instagram was me burning the Bible. The Bible did not even belong to that church. I got it from a different church years ago, and there's now any connection with me in that church. So to me, that was best depicted, which was a bad idea, but it was best depicted through a Bible or through a picture that God can refer back to me, and that would be, that church. That is pretty much the only Christian church that I consider myself a member of. So,
when did you take the pictures of the church?
I would say last night.
So were you there at the church all night in your car, or did you go home at some point?
I drove around in the rain. I drove around. I was very, I guess, just spiritually, I was very confused as to.
What time do you think you got to the church this morning?
Maybe around 10, I think.
10 this morning?
Yes.
And so between like 10 and 11 and 9 and 10 this morning, you were at the church, or you were driving around? I
would say I arrived at the church in my car, in their parking lot entrance area. I would say around maybe 10:10 or 10:12. I remember looking at the clock and I thought, oh wow, they already started service already, because I think it was 10 o'clock. So I remember looking at the clock and I think it was around 10 or 10:12 that I got into the parking lot.
And so have you slept at all since last night, or?
I fell asleep maybe around 7 or 8 p.m. Accidentally. I wasn't trying to fall asleep, but I remember waking up maybe around 10 or 11 p.m.
And that's when you left your apartment?
Yeah.
And you haven't slept since then?
Wait. This morning, maybe around the early morning, I would say, any time from 5 to 7 a.m. I fell asleep. Maybe it was a quick nap. I don't remember how long.
Okay. And do you remember where you were parked at that time?
Yes, I was in my apartment on my futon.
This morning?
Yes.
From 5 to 7?
Yes, anytime from 5 to 7 or 8 a.m.
And have you taken any drugs or alcohol or anything?
No.
You show up to a church with a firearm after posting some concerning things on the internet, including, a picture of you with that gun and a picture of, it looks like you went to the range. Have you been to the range with your gun before?
I have, yes.
Okay. So you see where the concern lies with people, and it looks like a threat to anybody who looks at it. So that's kind of why we're involved. And, you know, our job is not only to investigate crimes, but to make sure that you're okay, you know, mental health wise. So, you know, we appreciate you kind of talking to us and giving us the background on kind of where you're at. But I think our main concern is, you know, what led you to post, you know, those things with the weapon and then bring the weapon to the church this morning.
Sure, I can explain that.
Okay.
If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer. If any part of the explanation sounds unbelievable or crazy, just please ask me to elaborate. Let me start off with the easy part. I feel it's why I brought a weapon. I have a concealed carry permit. I would say I'm naturally a kind of a paranoid person, not in a, you know, sneak around corners kind of way, but I just try to have situational awareness at all times. If I'm not carrying a gun, I am carrying a knife or pepper spray. In the past, when I would date someone, I would buy them pepper spray all the time, even if they didn't want to. Be like, hey, you need some of this stuff.
Okay.
So I have that, you know, as I have receipts from that too. I keep a flashlight, and for example, just a quick example, I would have flashlights in the car, multiple flashlights, and then one in every room and stuff like that. That's just how I've been. So the thing with the weapon, I understand when you combine that with the posts and this and that, it's just a horrible idea. And I also did not know you cannot bring a gun into church. I knew, because I thought if I had a concealed carry permit, I knew I could not bring it into museums or government property. Mm-hmm. I did not know it, you know, I thought churches were private or nonprofit. So I really did not know that. And that's something I would not do again. And so that was the reason. As for having magazines, I keep one in the car, and so there should be, you know, pepper spray in the car too, as well as a knife. These are self-defense items.
So those are always things that you have in your vehicle?
Yes.
Okay.
It isn't that simple though. Not only had Jiang been to a shooting range, but that morning, he posted an Instagram photo with the caption, "I'm going to exterminate you in this life and the next. For what you did to me and for what you actively deny me, so you better neutralize me when I respawn." Ending the message with another cuss word.
It sounded like from your posts from earlier this morning that, you know, maybe you had some anger towards like government officials. Can you kind of talk to us about that?
Yes. Some of these posts were made in a comedic way. I know it's hard to believe, but I made a post saying that George Bush is my grandson. That's obviously crazy. So some of it was yelling at God. The other parts were really just meant to be kind of a friendly punch in the arm. It's hard to describe. But it's also kind of saying, hey, you know, I'm really going through a lot of pain here. But it's kind of like also like trying to make it in a jestful way. I don't mean that. It is absolutely not meant to be serious.
But you know that making those posts public, other people were going to see them, right?
Yes. And that's where I admit it was a very bad idea. But I did not intend to cause harm or to threaten or to scare anyone like that. If anything, I thought it was just made in jest. My standards have gone really down. I think, for example, there's music that sings about politicians. There's rappers that curse them out or even yelling about doing violent things to them or stuff like that. So I thought, oh, well, then I could probably make this joke too, right? Not like I never made a joke to harm someone, but I'm thinking, well, what I said is probably kind of funny compared to what is actually being said out there, and you know, they seem to be fine with it. So I did not intend to have that, you know, ever be taken in a serious way. So
one of the concerns that I had when I was looking at these posts, when I'm looking at the things that you write there, is that you're using language like, I'm going to exterminate you, mentioning that, you know, ending this life, talking about mentioning when you respawn. You mentioned that bit where you're grateful to the women who have been in your life, and you say, see you in the next one. You were making very finalized statements. Like, you've made a plan, you've come to a determination in your mind, this is the end of this track, this course of action that you've created. And at the same time, you're taking pictures of yourself with a gun in your hand, and you're pointing at a church. So I know that you said Instagram doesn't let you post stuff without a picture, but you're accompanying those pictures with words, and those words are very direct and straightforward and descriptive. And that's, again, I know that the detectives told you that that's why we're here. We need to make sure that no one's in danger. And I'm still stuck on that. I'm still confused as to why you're specifically mentioning things like exterminating people and ending your own life. It's concerning.
Sure. I can explain that. It might sound a little crazy. Again, this is the part that I haven't said yet. I think I was building up to it. I talked a little bit about creative pursuits as a way of venting. Of course, it's not a way to excuse anything, but as a way of venting. I know in the past, when I was younger, an example would have been, not an accurate, complete example, but just in general. Let's say if I were to miss someone, or if I was just really angry at something that happened, I would try to write, I would put into a short film or a video game or write about it. And I'm not saying, it also goes back to why I regret making it public or making it the way I did, I think. Or maybe I should have just put it under context and say, okay, well, this is, me venting my frustrations, but through a different, like a completely fictional character. And this is for an upcoming story, or this is for my partially, fiction, but also kind of like a fiction. But
yeah, right. I like that.
My journey with spirituality and the failing, how it failed, or where I...
Prove it, bitch!
Jiang runs his mouth for a couple of more minutes, frantically trying to justify his posts. But the detectives have already heard enough of his ass. Ruie Jiang was charged with felony, attempted obstruction in the free exercise of religious beliefs, use of firearm during and relation to a crime of violence, and transmitting threats over the internet. In March 2025, following a 4-day trial, a federal jury found Ruie guilty on all accounts. Ultimately, he was sentenced to 25 years in prison and 5 years of supervised release for attempting a mass shooting at a Haymarket church.
I can't do no fucking 20 years in this bitch, man.
You can do it.
I got kids, bro.
You can do it.
Hell no.
You can do it.
Hell no, I got kids.
Don't cry now, young motherfucker. Don't cry now. The devil don't cry in my cell, man. Come on, man. Hey, CO. Come on, man. Hey, CO. Hey, man, we crying, man.
Like 20 years.
Hey, CO. Hey, give me the fuck about this cell. Hey, lay down, man. Just lay down, man. Just lay down. Just lay down, man. Hey, CO.
Fuck.